Hello everybody. So there has been some news about the GitHub self-hosted pricing change. So it was only yesterday I talked about it, that they're going to start to charge private repositories if you have a self-hosted GitHub runner, so to run your CI/CD pipeline, even if it was self-hosted, so running on your own hardware. Then with the new change, you would need to pay if it's in a private repository, which I talked about yesterday. But now GitHub has changed their mind already. So they're telling here on X, but they have also updated the original article. So here is the new statement, and here you can read the original announcement. And they're telling now, we are postponing the announced billing change for self-hosted GitHub Actions to take time to re-evaluate our approach. We are continuing to reduce hosted runners prices by up to 39% on January 1st, 2026. We have read your posts and heard your feedback. We are postponing the announced billing change for self-hosted GitHub Actions to take time to re-evaluate our approach. We're continuing to reduce hosted runners prices by up to 39% on January 1st, 2026. We have real costs in running the actions control plane. We're also making investments into self-hosted runners so they work at scale in customer environments, particularly for complex enterprise scenarios. While in this context matters, we missed the mark with this change by not including more of you in our planning. And yeah, I think like they're telling that they're postponing the announced billing change. So we will see. Maybe it comes later. We don't know yet. But a lot of people, like on Hacker News and on X and like everywhere, people are complaining that GitHub Actions it's working quite poorly. So like I think it left a bit bad taste in people's mouth, and that now they want to start to charge for self-hosted instances, even though like the product sucks. So I think people got a bit pissed and started to think about moving somewhere else. But like in this text, it still feels like they are kind of explaining that yeah, it's costly and yeah. So I guess they want to turn this on eventually. Like they're telling about that they need to make investments and all that. Okay, we can continue. We need to improve GitHub Actions. We are taking more time to meet and listen closely to developers, customers, and partners to start. We have also opened a discussion to collect more direct feedback, and we'll use that feedback to inform the GitHub Actions roadmap. We are working hard to earn your trust through consistent delivery through GitHub Actions and the entire platform. Oh, yeah, so it feels like maybe they want to make some improvements, and then eventually, like when they get a little bit less criticism, maybe they want to turn it back on and try again to charge money for it, or maybe it will be some other like billing prices. Now it was a little bit weird that the cheapest cloud instance would be the same price as a self-hosted instance, so like you couldn't get any cheaper than the one in the cloud already. But yeah, we will see. If you like, I think a lot of people are a little bit scared now, so maybe we should like think twice before like starting new projects on GitHub or so. Like personally, during the summer, I set up for a private repository. Then I installed the GitHub self-hosted runner on my private server at home, thinking that it would be free. But yeah, maybe I will now consider moving to something else, even though they don't change the pricing now. But like they're just telling that they're postponing it. So who knows? Maybe sometime in the future they would still do it. But there are like open source alternatives to GitHub. Like one popular one is GitLab. It's a Ruby on Rails application. Although it's a little bit big, what I've heard, that people say that it's using quite a lot of resources with memory and CPU. So maybe for like a normal like company and where there are many developers, maybe it makes sense. GitLab, it offers a lot of features as well. But if you want like something smaller for your personal things, maybe to run at home, like Gitea is one alternative. But there is also this alternative Forgejo. So this is a fork of Gitea, and what people like, one thing that people like with Forgejo is that like they have their own hosted instance, 𝗘𝗺𝗶𝗹, and the like actual development of Forgejo is happening on 𝗘𝗺𝗶. So like, and 𝗘𝗺𝗶 is a Forgejo instance, so they are developing Forgejo on Forgejo, as opposed to Gitea, which is hosted, like the source code is on GitHub. So like the actual developers of Gitea are not themselves using Gitea, they are using GitHub. So I think like it's a bit more like a dog fooding what the Forgejo are doing, that they are actually using their own product as their own repository. But like this, what we have seen with the GitHub, that they are considering starting to charge money. Like I think they have reached such a big market penetration that it's a bit difficult now for them to scale even further with like number of users. So I guess that's why they're like trying to find new revenue sources, and that's like Enshittification. Like if you read about that, that's like it's some service, like often cloud service, and they get investors, and they are expanding, growing in users, and earn more revenue. But like eventually, like it drops off, and then you need to find some other way to earn more money, and then you like turn on like ads or higher costs and the prices, and like, and then that's the like the Enshittification phase, and then it seems like that's what GitHub is in now, that they need to squeeze more money out of their current customers, and that's why they are like considering charging them more, so you cannot escape with your self-hosted GitHub runner. But for now we can, but who knows? We will see what happens in the future. But I think like many people are probably like considering switching to something else. So since if you are relying on like a cloud platform like this with a closed source application, like who knows? Now it was this, but maybe another day it will be some other change, and you cannot really affect anything. Like it can just happen like that, and then yeah, now there are new terms of services. So I think maybe the safer option, like going forward, I think for people is to consider like self-hosted. Yeah, in this case in Git repository, but for like everything, to be a bit more independent of these cloud platforms with investors who need to squeeze more money out of you. Yeah, so I think that's it. It was a quick turnaround in this story, but happy they listened to their users and noticed, and are postponing it at least. So if you have any comments, please leave them in the comments section below, and we'll see you another time. Bye bye.